All right, guys, I've got a special treat for you today. I'm here with Rob. Rob is our culture expert, and I thought, you know what? Let's do a few fast tips on your culture, how you can improve it. Rob, you ready to go?
We are ready. Let's go.
Okay, I got a question for you. The question is, how can leaders at all levels actively shape and maintain a positive culture?
Yeah, everything goes back to the mission and the values. In other words, if we were to put it this way, the mission is the why, and then the values are the how. So when we're talking about shaping culture, everything goes through the lens of the mission and the values. And a way to really scale this is to make sure that the messaging and everything we do runs through the mission and the values. In other words, if our mission is something like to make people's lives better, and the way we do it is through excellence, professionalism, growth, teamwork, ownership, and fun, something like that would become the filter through which we run everything. So that's the way that you scale culture. That's the way that you actually keep culture intact. And so if we do something, we would run it through this filter. Does this meet our core value of excellence? Or does this meet our core value of professionalism? And listen to this, one of the greatest things that you can say sometimes is this, is that's not the way we do it here, right? And there's just a thing that I like to do called that's not our culture. So if I see something in one of our restaurants or something, and I'll say, hey, that's not our culture. But on the flip side, we also, if we do something well, we actually use the value in a sentence. Hey, great job. I like the way that you treated that guest, or I like the way that you treated that customer. And that is our core value of professionalism. That's our core value of excellence. So everything, that becomes the filter through which we do everything. The mission is the why. It's something like to make people's lives better. And then how do we do that? Through those core values. So you got the why and the how.
Love that. Now, if somebody's watching and they want to change their culture and they're like, oh, Rob, that's great. I don't have any core values. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I would start with this. I would start with simply this process. What do I want my organization to look like? What do I want my organization to be? That's how you create values. Because really, believe it or not, you already have values. They're probably just not stated. Now, that's for the good and also for the bad, right? Because we say this, culture's either created or allowed, but either way it happens. So sometimes culture happens by default. So sometimes you already have that ingrained in there. You just don't know it. You just don't pick it up until somebody like us walks in and goes, hey, this is your culture, right? So everybody has a culture. Your family has a culture. Your organization has a culture. You have a personal culture. Everybody has a culture, because organizational culture is simply defined as the way we behave. So if you want to know what your culture is, look at the way you behave.
So I think one practical step is just to be intentional, to sit down and to think about how do you want to behave. Whether you're an organization or family or whatever it is, and then filter through mission and values.
Yes.
All right, you got our fast tip of the day right there. You can go change your culture. Make sure you take what you heard today and go apply it. We'll see you soon.